Normally I'll put it on there, and for like a couple days I kind of own the subreddit, which is awesome. Like the last 3 times I've done it has had awesome reception. People are like, this is fucking cool. Like, I'm glad you do this. Keep doing this. I'm like, all right, I'll keep doing it. I normally have really good conversations, but this month I posted it in there and it got downvoted real quick and struggling to get past. It was at 60 something for a little bit. Now it's going back down to 50 something. And earlier when it was 50 something, it kept going between 40 and 50. And it's because I gave Destiny 2 an A-. People are really fucking pissed at me. Like, people are really upset that I even liked Destiny. I had one guy let me know that the Destiny community, including himself, see the flaws in Destiny 2, and there's more flaws in Destiny 2 than Destiny 1 even had. And I was like, so it doesn't sound like you like the game, but you're claiming ownership on the game and saying you're part of the community that you're obviously not.
Which is a...
Yeah. You can't say you're part of the community if you don't like the game. And it sounds like you didn't really like the first one that much either. So you like, what community? Because I told him, I was like, yeah, people in the Destiny community are telling me to play it. So
What?
How's that work?
People are weird.
What's going on, guys, and welcome to September's episode of Game of the Month, the show where we pick a game at random every month, and throughout the month we play it, and at the end of the month we talk about it, and you guys are welcome to play the game as well, or tell us about your experience with that game and prior times you've played it, and we're going to do the fucking same. My name's Seth.
I'm Chevy.
Chris.
Oh, Chris is a little quiet for a second. That was a little weird.
Oh,
Say something again real
quiet.
quick.
Something.
Okay,
real quick.
perfect. Let's keep going. Quick reminder that we are going into a new month. Also, I apologize that this episode is delayed. Chevy just got back from Hawaii. I was just lost in the woods all day today, and so we finally managed to get this show going. But welcome back, Chevy. Hopefully you had a great trip.
That was amazing.
Went to Hawaii. Got me this fucking sweet-ass shirt. Quick reminder that the sweet-ass shirt is dope as shit, but also that make sure to play new games this month on PlayStation Plus. Friday the 13th, the game, and Laser League. Both are for free on PlayStation Plus. Download those, play those, come back the month for Plus Club in October. We will let you know our opinions of those games if we got time. There's so many games coming out fucking October. And let us know what you thought of those games. Also, another quick reminder, Destiny 2 and God of War 3 were both our games last month. We talked about that on Plus Club last episode. Make sure to check that out if you want to. And if you joined from the Reddit post, welcome to the channel. And we have a Discord link down below. You can talk to us anytime, all the time. We talk about a bunch of random shit all the time. It's very random. Sometimes we talk about some, I'm pretty sure there's one younger person in the Discord, but I feel like there shouldn't be any. But they're all welcome. So it's fine, because there's some weird shit that gets talked about.
Just a little.
We are on audio platform, Spotify, iTunes, and about like 7 other ones. Links down below if you want to listen to us instead of watching us. And if you're listening to us and you want to watch us, come to YouTube and look up Tasty Loot Gaming. Now, we're in Game of the Month. We're going to be talking about Deep Rock Galactic. We played this, well, we're supposed to play this throughout September, but we did play it.
We all dabbled.
We all dabbled in Destiny 2 all month, and then we got a little bit of Deep Rock Galactic in. But before we go into that, we got to pick a new game for October. Hopefully something that will go conveniently with Black Ops 4, Forza Horizon 4, Red Dead Redemption 2, Mega Man 11, Soul Calibur 6, the new Mario Party.
I don't think that's going to happen.
There's a lot of things coming out, guys. Get your loans ready. So anyway, I picked the random number before the episode started. Chevy has the list, and the number is 6.
Secret World.
Secret World.
I don't think that's going to fit into your plan of having time to play a game.
No.
What the fuck, dude? Okay, we will touch Secret World. I promise. We'll talk about it. We'll play enough. And that's the new version.
Well, it's going to have to be, for sure.
Well, yeah, we're not going to go back and play the fucking original. So join us this month. I know you're not gonna. You ain't got time for this. I don't either. But to play Secret World, or if you've played in the past, and we'll talk about that at the end of the month. But yeah, Secret World. What are you guys thinking on that one?
I'm curious to see how it's changed.
I have played it since the change. It's different.
Okay.
The intro is different.
Touched it.
Huh?
It's been forever since I even touched it. So
Yeah. It'll be cool to dabble with it, but I'm really not gonna have time to play anything. My life is over. Okay, so this month we played Deep Rock Galactic. In case you didn't get a chance to play that, it is a first-person for Carl Dwarven miner game where you work for a company called Deep Rock Galactic that goes around and gets minerals on planets.
Rock and stone.
Rock and stone to the bone. And you get to, gameplay-wise, pick random planets. When you go to them, they have a biome, and they randomly generate a mine. You have to go from the beginning of the mine down to the bottom of the mine collecting your primary objective, which is typically a material, and then there's a secondary objective that you can choose to do or not. And once you collect your materials, you have to evac from the mine, and which triggers a pretty much enemy rush. There's 4 classes in the game. They all have their own perks and tools and weapons to go through the mining process. They added a bar recently, which is very interesting. I was in there just fucking drinking and dancing and playing that stupid fucking barrel game, yeah, which I was very good at. I assume anybody's gonna be good at those as long as they pay attention. And yeah, it's full of character and short people who talk very aggressively about. They really like Carl. They really like him a lot. Yeah. I don't know who the guy who talks to him all the time is, but I don't think he's Carl because he talks to you like you're a fucking asshole. And these guys love Carl.
Well, they might not love him. Maybe they feel obligated to him. So everything's for him.
Dude, I was in there doing a fucking cheers with my beer to myself, and he was bringing up Carl and shit. Did Carl die? Let me know in the comments. Where's Carl?
I'm gonna laugh if later he's a character.
That'd be cool. His class is just Carl.
It would have to be.
Yeah. Yeah. So let's jump into general impressions. This is your first time playing this, right, Chris?
Yep.
Let's jump to you first then.
Oh, me first. It's a lot of fun actually. It kind of reminds me of Left 4 Dead without like the severe constant rush of like gotta survive, gotta get away.
It's actually how I described it to Cody. I was like, this is Left 4 Dead meets Minecraft.
And Payday 2.
And Payday 2, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And it's really nice because all the classes feel unique and different. They all have different, like you said, different roles. One of them's a gunner, and literally all he does is just gun things down. The engineer can build like platforms, and he builds sentry turrets. Then there's the digger who just has like these double fisting drills on his hands.
Most useful class. Not my favorite, but most useful for sure.
And I can't remember what the 4th one was.
Scout.
I never played that one.
Flares for days.
They have a grappling hook that they don't have to, like, you know how the gunner guy has like the zip line that he can set up for everybody. Right. The scout can shoot a grappling hook and get to places quicker. So they move faster. They get up and down to places faster. Really good at bringing people back. I've watched people fall down into chasms, just into the dark, and they're just dead down there. And the guy goes, and just flies down there. And then the guy's back up, and he goes, just right back up. I'm like, wow, that's really convenient. They also have a gun that shoots a bigger light source that lasts longer, and you can upgrade it, which is really nice because you shoot like 2 into a big room, and it keeps the place lit up. So
interesting.
Also, I have to stress real quick, if you're playing this game, upgrade your fucking lanterns or your little glow sticks early on, because I hate. First off, people don't throw those things enough. No. Secondly, and I throw them constantly.
My cooldown's always fucking going.
Yeah.
So.
Secondly, they don't ever upgrade how long they stay fucking lit up, and that's really important in a game that's just dark.
Yeah.
And you got enemies just coming at you from every direction.
You're just in caves, so you kind of need to be able to see.
Yeah. Anyway, Chris, sorry for interrupting.
No, you're fine. It definitely triggers a little claustrophobia for me, though. When digging through the tunnels, trying to find all the stuff, I just kind of like, this is a little tight for me. I don't enjoy this.
Yeah, with the random generation, it's interesting because I actually don't mind the tight ones. I hate the big open rooms. The ones you have to really climb up and stuff. It's really neat, especially when you got a guy putting the zip lines up and all of them are just on the line together, just turning around facing each other and going, for Carl, just as they're like just all going up the line together, just keeping that morale up. It's a cool like cooperative experience, but I feel a lot safer in smaller tunnels just because, especially as the digger, as soon as a rush happens, I just go and like make a fucking hole and just defend from there.
Just bunker down.
Yeah, we tried that in one that me and him played, and for some reason, the moment I made that tunnel, probably like 4 or 5 explosive ones came in there and just fucked our world
Do you
up.
make it directly far, like straight?
I tried to, yeah.
Yeah, I don't. I dig back really far and then I go up just enough that I can barely fit. And a lot of times they'll run in and just look at you.
Yeah, they didn't give me a lot of chance. By the time I started digging, like it was
The digger, man. Were you playing digger?
Yeah.
You were? Oh, well, fuck. I don't know, man.
just had to
Apparently
turn
I'm
around
digging faster.
Yeah, it was also a mix of like trying to readjust to the game, and then also try to like kind of get Chris into it as well, because he had kind of played a little bit on his own, but that was his first time playing with someone. So
Anyway.
It definitely feels more rewarding playing with more people, and I imagine like that's the whole encouragement is to get 3-4 people total to play all the classes all at once. That way you have like a super well-rounded group of people to get this done way easier. But it's not impossible to do solo. It's just a lot more difficult. But I found it overall enjoying, other than the fact that there's no real story. You're just working to collect ore, and there's Carl.
Yeah, and it's worth mentioning too. The game is in early access and it's in development, and they have a roadmap. It's really interesting. So far, they've made good on everything they said that's going to come out by their deadlines. Yeah, so they probably, I think, on their list in future potential stuff they're thinking about doing is storyline based stuff. So I think they do have that plan. But right now, they're trying to make a tight game that plays well.
Right,
So.
and for that, they are doing really well, I think.
Yeah.
It plays so smoothly. I didn't know. Well, there was a little lag, which Evan and I were playing. We weren't quite sure what was happening. But when I played by myself, I didn't experience any lagging problems whatsoever. So it plays really smooth. The controls feel kind of natural. Jumping is a little weird, but I mean, you're a short man, so it makes sense.
Although I do appreciate in this game that if there's a ledge that you can kind of get your like mid torso to, you will step up over it. It's really forgiving about ledges. Because a lot of times I'll jump for something and he'll come walking up over you and just like bounce off it or something. So they did a good job with that.
Right.
For a game you have to jump around terrain.
The controls are kind of wonky personally for me.
They are kind of weird.
I think it would play probably better with a controller maybe. But as far as like keyboard and mouse goes, it does feel a little like weird, and I probably should rebind everything to a little more natural feeling for myself. But it does have some weird buttons that, okay, hold this and press this to get this tool out, and this tool's this button, and oh wait, I'm just shouting at myself. I'm not doing anything.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah, there's. It's interesting. Most of the utility buttons are all below WSAD, so you're hitting like X and C and all that shit. And I think it's a really weird placement. Also, when you're playing the dude with the sentries, the engineer, you can recall his sentries, which is nice, but you have to hold the reload button, which I actually like that they did that, but it is kind of a weird choice to me as well.
It's just, I don't know, it just requires you to probably go through and personalize the key bindings, I think, to get a good feel for where everything is.
Yeah.
But overall, it's a fun game for what it is, still in early access. It does look a little sharp, edgy at times. I was noticing that Chevy's character was composed entirely of polygons, and it was just kind of very squared off angles, but that's kind of the neat little aesthetic to it, as like a cartoony feel to things.
Mm-hmm. Agreed. Chevy.
Well, yeah, I mean, we already kind of covered like the type of game it is, obviously, and how it plays. So I mean, just like as far as my experience goes, I've played I think all 4 classes at this point. And I mostly prefer playing the driller, and it is because it's just a useful class to play.
Yeah.
My only problem is, and this is a personal problem, I have to play this game, and I learned this playing with Chris. Apparently, I have to play this game with you because I get lost in a cardboard box. And me and Chris just ran around like idiots for a very, very fucking long time. So,
Yeah, I'm pretty good at remembering where I've been.
yeah, we got into a big open room, and I was like,
Those are the worst.
I was like, oh no.
Especially when they have multiple different directions, multiple different breakable walls.
Yeah, and we had barely gotten any of our quest or objective main objective materials. So we started wandering around, and I was finally like, screw it, we're going to split up from him, and we're going our own way. And then I was like, I don't know how to get to him.
Chris is the most nice, supportive player in a game because he's sitting around following a blind dude. And he's like, "Where do we go?" And they're like, "I'm blind." I'm like, "That's fine. Where do you want to go?" He's like, this way."
And I'm the driller, so
Yeah,
like,
and then you guys just wander off there, and you're like, "I'm lost." Like, that's fine. We'll find the way eventually. You guys just run around in circles, like.
yeah. I mean, we did get through it. So eventually, I don't even know how it happened. I think we ran out of ammo. We didn't have enough resources for a supply drop.
That sounds like hell.
It was like a 50-minute match. It was really long.
Fuck, yeah, that's a long time.
We're like literally running around just punching everything, trying to find
Rock and stone to the bone, baby.
And like one of us would go down, the other would pick them up, the other person would go down. It's just okay. We just have to make it through this. And eventually, we get all the materials, and the little spider bot, is like, "Oh, I'm gonna go to the exit," and it starts going. And I'm like, I'm not gonna be able to follow that. Because I don't even know how we got here to begin with.
Yeah.
So I just I looked in the direction we're supposed to go, and I started going, and I ran out of juice in my arms. So me and Chris are literally just a straight line. I was like, this is the only way I'm gonna get there and not get lost.
One thing that I've learned in the game too is when you're drilling, unless they've changed it since I was playing a lot, but if you just hold down the drill when you're drilling, you'll go pretty far, but you'll waste fuel in between the times when you're catching up with the wall.
Yep.
As you're breaking it, so I just kind of throttle it. I almost tap it like a gun.
It's better for your heat that way too.
Yeah. So I get further through, and yeah, I'll switch straight to the fucking pickaxe or busting shit down as I'm waiting for that to recharge. I was playing with a random group, and they're all nice and friendly, and we were following I forgot its name, but the robot, and it had gone into a big room and just disappeared, and we're all like running around, and we're all like lemmings just following the guy in front. And I assumed because I joined late, this guy knew where the fuck he was going. So we're all running, and as we're like running down this dark hallway, the guy in front just turns around and starts running past us, and he's like, "I don't think this is the right way." And I was like, "Shit!" So I just like stopped following him, and like me and this other dude like found a crack. I'm like, "That's it." And we like start going up that way, and me and him are just running, and we look back, they're not there, and we're like, "We gotta go, dude." And fucking, yeah, they ended up making it. But I just like how everybody's just like, "Yeah, follow that guy." And he's just like running, and he's like, "I don't know where I'm going." But if you look out, the robot will leave light poles, which I think is really nice because it'll guide you the way out. But sometimes that robot will take its best way out and not your best way out.
Yes.
Sometimes you made a fucking hole in the floor way up high before you came down throughout the fucking mine,
and it climbs walls.
It remembered that, and it's like, all right, like you're following, like, all right, we're on our way out of here, and then it just goes up the fucking wall and upside down on the ceiling and into that hole, and you're just like, okay, we gotta fucking find how the hell you get to that part of the fucking mine. So if you have a driller, it's very nice because they can fix that situation pretty quickly.
Or a gunner to pull you up there. Yeah. But yeah. So yeah, I mean overall, the game is the thing I think I appreciate about it most, like for myself, is that because of the nature of it's very much emphasizing co-op, you do kind of run into neat stories a lot when you're playing it. Yeah. And I always appreciate that in any game, to be honest. I like being able to go, remember that time we got fucking lost for 50 minutes? And so that that's always a good sign. If
all the classes
you get that.
Are very different, and if they're utilized correctly, you can get some really interesting and more dynamic situations happening. If you play with a team that's like not on their shit or don't know what the fuck they're doing, it just turns into getting a lot of like rushes happening, and everyone's just scattering and shooting, going down and constantly, and then people chipping away at walls trying to make little pathways. But when you play with like a good group, I actually play engineer probably the most, and so. Like any good engineer in Deep Rock Galactic, when you go in a room and you see Merkite or Morkite, or what the fuck it's called, or any other kind of material, just start shooting platforms under those, because everybody's going to want to get to those at some point, and it's easier when they're just there for them already. So, because people who can get up there before you can are gonna, and they'll have somewhere to stand. So it's just helpful. It's always frustrating playing with another engineer, and I'm not in the room yet, and someone's like, "Can I have a platform?" And the guy's like, where? Like, over here. Sure. And I get in there, I'm like, you should have shot it as soon as you got in here, motherfucker. But now they know, so it's fine. Those kind of games, I'm always like, we need to be working as a team because it's kind of like Left 4 Dead.
Less stressful, but yes.
Yeah. It can get pretty stressful though.
It can,
especially in the end sequence because the music gets really intense. You're trying to get the fuck out of there and start sending a bunch of bullshit at you. I run past all of it, but a lot of people don't. And then I get stressed out because I'm like, oh my God, you're going to fucking die.
It's the only time you stop to kill something if it's in your path.
Yeah.
Like, get out of my way.
Yep. Otherwise, I'm just like jumping around. At one point, the last match I was playing, I was running through a tunnel and there's just this little crack they made earlier and we're like squeezing through. And as soon as I got there, there's like all this, and I fucking hate them, the little small insects that are coming in like crowds. They all just kind of came through that hole and I started fucking pickaxing them. I'm like, get the fuck out of my way. I'm trying to get through there.
Yeah, those things suck.
And then some guy came up and shot a grenade like right into me and killed them all. But I'm like, thanks for the fucking damage. Very helpful. I like how he's just like, I'll take care of this.
Never mind the fact that this game has,
Friendly fire.
Friendly fire, yeah.
Depending on the
There,
difficulty.
get out the way. Thoomph.
You and your fucking bug boys need to get the hell out of my way.
Look, one of us is going to survive.
This is for Carl, not for you.
Well, that's true.
Fair. Yeah. Anything else?
No, not really.
I love this game. I remember hearing about it a little bit when it came out. And I was like, wow, it sounds really neat. And me and Josh were like looking for something to play. And I was like, have you played Deep Rock Galactic? He's like, no, is that that dwarf game? I'm like, yeah. And he's like, no, I haven't played it yet. So I just like bought us both a copy. I'm like, let's fucking play it. And we were playing it then. I loved it. So coming back to it this month, I really regret I didn't get to play it as much as I would have liked to. I've been fucking ODing on Destiny 2 and trying to get a little bit of Spider-Man in before October. So I'm trying to beat that as well. But I was able to get a couple play sessions in, and it's still really good. I love the game. If I would have got to pick October's game of the month, I'd probably pick Deep Rock Galactic again because I really feel like I missed out on playing it this month. But October will be even worse, so it doesn't matter. But anyway, really enjoy it. I read the roadmap of theirs of what was coming out, and it's really cool to see that they, in my opinion, did better than what they said they're going to do for October. They had 2 updates that came out, I think, around October. And so the bar, I think, is a neat addition. I actually really like social stuff in games. Some people don't care about it, but in like Phantasy Star Universe, there was like bars you could go to and sit in and stuff, and it was more communal because then you had people all playing this game who could just hang out and talk and stuff, and it makes the game feel way more alive and interesting, something you can live in. And Deep Rock Galactic having little Easter eggs, which is kind of neat, but also now like a bar where you can buy a round of drinks, different kinds of drinks that have different strengths of alcohol, is a really neat addition to the game. And I like the way that originally there was a jukebox anyway, and you could go up and change the song, and if you're standing near it, your guy does a stupid fucking dance. Now they put the jukebox in the bar, which makes way more sense, and there's a game to play there. So I mean, like in between while somebody's figuring out their weapons or, picking the next mission or whatever, or customizing the character, you can just hang out in there and get weird, which is very fitting because you're dwarves. I think the game's really smart in the sense that you're space miners, but you're dwarves. You're dwarven miners, which I think is really kind of cool.
I think that kind of stuff, though, also helps with slowing down the eventually you're going to get burnt out grinding. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so
you need little things to
breaks.
do. Yeah.
Yeah. And like you said, Phantasy Star has always been a pretty good one for that. And then this game handles it really well. Also, I mean, it's like not as good of an example, but like, Poogie in Monster Hunter. Like, he's like a small break.
Yeah, it's just a little thing that you can do. Not to the same degree, but I still love a little shit like that in games.
Arm wrestling and shit like that.
Yeah, I love that kind of stuff. So that they're even starting to do that, I hope they do more. Because there's a lot to that building that they're not using yet. And I didn't realize they're going to add on a new section. There used to be a door that was closed off in that area, but there was no room that big behind it. Yeah. So they literally added that section, which is very cool to see. So, for that update, it's cool. They also added an ice biome, which is really neat. Did you guys play that?
No, we ended up getting a mushroom one. So
It's similar to the sand one. There's like blizzards that happen and stuff, but there's also ice you can slide on. I watched a little bit of these update videos they do just to know what the hell I was getting into, what they've added, and they're like now with sliding and it plays like this like ballerina music while the dwarves are just spinning while sliding and stuff. So they got a sense of humor, obviously. But yeah, the game's super tight. Really like playing it. Like I like every single class, which is good. My least favorite class, and I want to throw the question to you guys as well. But my least favorite class is the gunner, and he's still really good. But to me, he doesn't fit in as well as the other guys because they all have better utility purposes. Obviously, the gunner has the zip line, but other than that, he's meant to kill, and it feels like everybody else kills just as good as him. In fact, I think the digger is a better killer than the gunner because the flamethrower murders shit if you know how to use it pretty well. That's why I say the digger is the most useful. My favorite though is the engineer and the scout. I like playing the scout because I like the exploration aspect of getting around and lighting up rooms, which I think is really crucial, but not as crucial as the other guys. So that's definitely, if you're good at being a scout, be a scout. But if you're not, don't touch them. And then the engineer, just because I really like sentries in games. I like having turrets. I like making perimeters. Even when I play first-person shooters, if I can get like claymores, I like putting them down to kind of control my area. Same thing with sentries. I like putting guns down to kind of create a defense. I mean, I really like tower defenses too. So I mean, it's just kind of a thing. I like strategy. So that's probably my favorite. Although his shotgun, I got all the upgrades on it, so it shoots really quick. But otherwise, I'm not a big fan of it. His weapons are actually kind of shitty, but he's got a sentry gun or two of them, so it adds to it. Yeah, I really like the digger. Yeah, I think I covered them all. But what was your guys' favorite class that you played?
Well, I think my favorite is
said the digger.
Is the digger just because of the utility aspect of it.
Yeah. Way useful.
Yeah. And then second place would probably be engineer, also utility reasons.
Yeah.
I tend to play supportive role when I play co-op games.
Engineer's super. Well, they're all supportive in a sense, but the engineer's super supportive with the sentries and the platform game.
Yeah. Well, and then the driller basically, like there's a couple times where me and Chris ran out of platforms because I think he was playing engineer, and there was material up there. I was like, I'll dig a staircase up there so we can get to it, and okay, here we go, type of thing. So.
Yeah, diggers really kind of take control of a lot of things if you have them there. If you don't, you'll figure shit out. But because they can dig so quickly, they're able to like create routes, and everybody's just gonna follow them. Although you'll see a lot of times a conflict between the digger and the gunner, because the digger will be like already digging up, using his resources to dig, and then a gunner's just like, and he's just like floating up there slowly. I was like following a digger as we're going up this tunnel. I look over and I see out in the dark just one guy going up slowly with us, and we end up beating him up there. And obviously he was smarter because he's just getting up there without digging, but we got up there first. I was like, the whole time I was like, we better get up there first. That motherfucker's trying to beat us there.
Yeah. The resource things, because you're using up fuel.
Yep. Yeah, it
and
takes
they're
ammo.
using one ammo to float up there. And if they would have done it first, I guess it'd make more sense. But when they wait, I get it.
Yeah, there's a lack of communication happening.
Yeah. And actually, that brings me to my least favorite is probably, it was kind of a toss up between a scout and the gunner, but I think probably the gunner. And not because I don't think it plays well, because actually it does play really well. It's just not as fun.
Yeah,
I guess is a good way to put it. So,
yeah, I mean, if you're playing that guy, you really need to be on your shit. 'Cause a lot of people who play gunner don't kill fast enough for me. I normally am doing a lot of the work, and I'm like, you're the guy with the machine gun. You need to be fucking murdering stuff.
like 2 people have machine guns, don't they?
Yeah, the scout also has a machine gun, which is my favorite gun.
And he has a good one. Yeah. So, and he has better lights.
Yeah. So scout is a good like solo person who can scout ahead. They're a scout, but they can handle their own really well. But they don't have a whole lot of supportive shit except for light. So yeah, the gunner is like my least favorites because I feel like they could really. Plus they have C4 and somebody else has C4, which I think is really stupid.
Driller has it as well.
One of them needs C4 and one of them needs something new. So I hope they fix that because I think it's really kind of dumb that 2 people have the same thing when everything else is completely individual.
Give the gunners claymores.
Yeah.
Keep them to their killing role.
Something defensive. Yeah, I think so too. I don't mind them having the zipline, even though I don't get why they have it. But they have something to offer the team for sure, because most people don't offer the team killing because they don't do it. But yeah, something a little more aggressive would be cool to see.
Agreed.
Yeah. I really enjoy the engineer.
Yeah,
that's the one I played. I just like being able to place sentries down at like opposing or opposite areas, just kind of flank within the area that I'm in.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, I'm really bad at shooting games, so it's nice to
just
have
let
them
them shoot for you.
Well for me.
Yep, unless it's an armored one where you have to hit a weak point.
Put the 2 down and run away. And be like, what are you doing? I'm like, I did my part.
I like to put a platform way up on the wall and then a sentry just aiming over the edge so it just sprays down below. But they're fun. I think I really enjoy the gunner too, but only because they have zip lines.
Yeah.
I like that sense of mobility for them. But other than that, I don't really like them because I feel like I run out of ammo too quickly on them.
Yeah, definitely.
Zip
lines are cool though. I like them.
They are really cool, but it reminds me of like the mama cat taking the baby cat somewhere.
Yeah, it's creepy.
Like,
yeah, it's like a possum with a bunch of possums on it, like baby possums, and just crawling around. Ugh. Same thing with that zip line. They're like, and then everybody just goes, and just gets on and goes
real. It's an escalator.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. You can increase your speed on it, which I believe I do on a couple of my classes, but they also added new perks. They added 5 new perks, so
I'm not
that
deep
is
enough
also
in the
cool.
tree for that. But
yeah, yeah, I have like a level. I don't know. I'm not getting into that, but I've some pretty higher level people, but yeah, I don't know what we're talking about. Oh yeah, zip lines fast. Yeah, they're cool.
Yeah.
Yep.
Anything else you guys want to say on it? I really like it.
General assortment, not a lot, but a general amount of cosmetics for all the characters too. But it doesn't feel super deep yet. I don't say yet because I'm sure it will later on. But as of now, you basically get like 4 or 5 different mustaches and a couple of beards, some mutton chops, and some eyebrows. It feels like
I've seen some pretty different looking people standing in my group though, and they all look ridiculous. That game screams, just make me look stupid.
I bought everybody an Oktoberfest hat.
Yeah, I saw that they added that. I would really like to see more customization, but that feature is something I'm actually surprised they even added in the first place in the game like this. So I'm appreciative of what they've already added, but I would definitely, like any game, like to see them add more customization to your character because that's always a really cool thing. Although prices are fucking steep.
They're very steep. And then to kind of add on to, like, you know, it's cool, it's there, but it isn't very robust yet. I think that's most of the features in the game right now.
Yeah,
there's a lot of cool ideas, but none of them are completely fleshed out. And there's, you know, and it screams early access when you play it. So I think that is worth mentioning.
There's like quite a bit of shit in the game for early access.
Yeah, I mean it's a completely playable game, but there's going to be more for sure, especially since they are keeping, like you said, good on their development schedule and whatnot. Yeah. But you can kind of, when you're playing it, you're like, I kind of wish there was a little more of this, and I'm sure it's coming. So
I was, like I said, I went through the roadmap on the months wherever, and they have extended goals, and there's a lot of stuff they want to put in the game, a lot of stuff. So, and they're making good on, like I said, and with early access, you know, is that possibility you can get burned. It's happened, and people get really pissed about it. So far, these guys absolutely don't seem like they're doing it.
Right.
But I don't know if it's the developer, but it's Coffee Stain Studios, or the fuck, Coffee Stain something, which has also put out some other indie games. So it's not some like random group of people.
They've done stuff before then.
Yeah. I forgot what they've done, but I recognize the name. Let me know in the comments if you know what the fuck I'm talking about.
Because I don't.
Let's get into recommendations. Unless you guys have more to say.
No, recommendations is fine.
Left 4 Dead. If you like Left 4 Dead, play this game. If you like cooperative games, play this game. If you like Minecraft and cooperative games, play this game. If you like shooters in a sense of like surviving waves, play this game. If you like collecting resources, there's a Zen-like quality to this game as well, as long as you can handle other people trying to kill you or enemies trying to kill you. If you like dwarfs a lot, you'll probably like this game because it's very dwarfy. Dwarven. If you like Payday, it has a randomized.
The mission selection is pretty similar.
Yeah, the missions are all random and they're up temporarily and they change out constantly. So it's the same as Payday 2. with different rewards, different difficulties, all that kind of shit.
Yep.
Just with different biomes and procedurally generated levels. So you're always going to go into something that you never were in before, which I really like. Yeah, what else?
I mean, you said co-op game, but I think there's definitely a huge emphasis on that as well, because the game does really push for the dwarves to have a synergy,
work together
with
game.
each other.
Yeah. Yeah, you're just going to annoy people if you play this game and don't want to work with people.
Yeah.
And, you know, you're free to play the game however you fucking want to play it. You paid for it. But, you know, if you're going to play with people, this game really wants you to play cooperatively and work together.
For sure. And then to throw in as well, if you like most hub-based games in general, so Fantasy Star, Monster Hunter, whatever, you're going to get that kind of vibe from playing this. Those are my add-ons to that.
Yeah. I agree with everything you guys said.
Vermintide. If you like Vermintide,
yeah.
play this. Yeah. I'm sure there's other things, but that's pretty much it. If you like those type of games, this is going to be right up your alley. It's exactly what you're going to want. It's got a lot of really cool ideas. But yeah, if you're looking for like a single player storyline type game, this probably, I mean, check it out because I like it a lot. So I'm going to tell everyone to check it out. But, you know, you're probably not going to be into this. If you're like, I want something like Mass Effect. Well, this isn't it. So.
No. Yes.
Yeah.
Bless you.
I'm getting, my energy's going low. I'm tired after that fucking hike. Okay. So, I actually made you guys both grade first last episode, so I will grade first this time. And this is going to be very difficult. Fuck. I'm going to give it a B plus. I want to go A minus, but, the reason I'm not actually sure. It's not complete, so I want to see where it goes. I really love it, so this is a very strong B plus. Like I said, I really want this to be an A minus, but it's just not there yet. It's got so many cool ideas going on with it. It's a very fun game to play, but I can already see the end of the game because level 20 is the max, I believe. And there is long-term play there, but I just see a really bright future for it. So as of right now, in early access, B plus. It's a very good game. Really love it, and I think you should fucking play it.
So I have to echo the early access part again as well, because it feels it when you're playing it, which does absolutely go into my personal grade as well. There's a solid base of a game here, and I'm looking forward to seeing its future as well, though in its current state and the way I like, you know, my enjoyability of the game. I cannot play this game without playing it with people I know. I won't play with randoms and stuff like that. So for me, it's a C plus game, but I do fully expect that grade to be higher at a later date.
That is worth emphasizing too, that this is a game, like I'll play with anyone, so I don't care, but this is not a game I want to play solo. It's not built for it at all.
Not at all.
So either play with random people and fucking roll the dice on who those people are, or play with your friends. It is very fucking fun with your friends. But again, that's if you got everybody organized to play together, or if you're playing with random people, it will really change the dynamic of how much the game is fun regardless. But you're gonna be like, this game's really fun when you're playing with people that you know. Playing with random people, you're like, oh, I like this game. It's a different experience for sure.
Yeah.
Well, I agree with a lot of things you guys said, about, especially the fact, you know, take note that it's in early access. But overall, I'm gonna give it like a B.
A B.
I know, like a B. It's just my cautious nature, I think, these days, because of early access games I've played before. I'm always very kind of weary now, and I think it's just always going to be a thing for me, because I can see that there's potential for this, but I can also see that this is kind of like where they could possibly cap out and just be done with it. But beyond that, it's still a fun game, but like you said, it requires friends to play, I think. But
yeah,
what's super bad with it, there's nothing super amazing with it. It's just a solid B.
Yeah. I mean, it's a high grade.
It is, yeah.
Yeah. All right, so B, B plus, and C plus, all good grades, passable grades, respectable grades. Fucking don't at me.
I gotta emphasize, because obviously I was the low grader twice now.
Again, Joey's a fucking hater.
It is a fun game.
I don't like video games.
It is a fun
what
game, and I fully
here?
recommend playing it. So, it's definitely just a reflection of how it works for me.
His attitude has improved towards the game as well, so that's worth noting. That's C plus as an improvement.
Yeah.
'Cause the first time he played, he's like, oh, I like it, but I'm like, there's that but. So yeah, now we're just like, yeah, it's good. So that's good to hear. Let us know in the comments, have you played Deep Rock Galactic? What do you think of it? Do you like it? Do you fucking love it like me? Do you dislike it? You're like, I fucking hate dwarves so much. I can't believe they tricked me into this shit. This is why I don't buy early access, because they always fucking sell me dwarves. Let me know what you're thinking about it. And if you have played it, what would you grade it? If you haven't played it, why haven't you played it? Don't got the money, you're not really feeling it, it doesn't look interesting, you're that guy with the dwarves but you didn't get tricked, so you're like, I'm on top of fucking dwarf games, I don't get tricked by no one. Fuck Carl. I'm sorry, Carl. For Carl, let's chill. I'm just getting amped up. I'm trying to express everybody's opinions, and let me know other opinions that you might have that are not the varied opinions I've given you. But that's going to do it for this episode of Game of the Month. I'm going to remind you guys again, we're doing Secret World in October. And when I say doing, I mean like I'm going to look at it real quick and be like, oh, it's Secret World. We should definitely play it.
Probably sooner than later.
Yeah, for sure, because it gets harder towards the end of the month.
I always say that.
But that's going to do it for this episode. So, as always, thank you for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoy this episode. Make sure to check out our other episodes. Check out Plus Club. Check us out on Tumblr, Twitter, and Facebook at Tasty Loot Gaming. Check us out on Twitch, Tasty Senpai, all one word for me, Tasty_fruit for Chris. Hit the notification button to know when we go live. We got Discord, link down below. Talk to us anytime, all the time. And Spotify, iTunes, other audio podcast platform things down below if you want to listen to us. And if you're listening to us and you want to watch us, come to YouTube, Tasty Loot Gaming. Check us out. And yeah, my name's Seth.
I'm Chevy.
And I'm Chris.
Until next episode, which will be Tuesday, because fucking this episode is delayed. Have a great night, guys. I'll see you fucking bright and early tomorrow around 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Until then, take it easy, guys.